Hey, hi. Good morning and good afternoon. This is one of the other sessions where we are working closely at understanding what is Gen AI, what is a generative AI. A lot of uh, it's buzzing word every part of it. Nevertheless, not to panic, not to think inside out. Very important part here is it's always been there. We've been using it from day one of our journey into the ERP or into the software side of it. The artificial intelligence is nothing but an advanced version of an automation. That's how I call it. Having said that, to introduce, my name is Karthik. I work as a vice president with Silotech, uh, working closely with the enterprise customers. Uh, Introducing about the Silotech, we are a decade-old organization working at transforming the businesses and the operations and the technologies across the globe for our customers. This particular session that we are looking at is more about understanding the landscape where we are in, because I have seen personally that uh, unless you define the right problem, uh, no point running and chasing a solution, no point asking a chat GPT for a solution. If you don't give a right prompt, that's how it goes. Uh, Quickly, I'll just jump onto this thing. I'll not take a lot of time because I want, this is not something one should broadcast or talk about. It's more about setting up the stage so that like you reach out to us, we will talk to you. We do these kind of engagements. I'll share a couple of a snippet of what we've been working with different organizations, which will give a very good understanding of where we're coming from. Quickly, let me share my screen. I just share my entire screen. I believe you can see my screen here. Give me a second, let me confirm. So, sorry about that. So, we are technology driven transformation, which is the right statement that a partner should be having at this time because technology is evolving and it's running very fast. Apart from this, we are very much data centric. We give a lot of importance and understand the criticality of the data. So, a lot of certifications are there to save and bring in the best practices. Apart from these, we work on consulting, re-engineering, modernizations, of course, a lot of automations. And to a lot of other customers, we offer managed services, migration support, stabilizations, and all. That's about Silotech. That's about me. Let me jump onto the topic. Anytime you have questions, please do share and like this particular presentation so that it gets keep encouraging us to share and help us understand that we are in the with the right intent. Traditionally, how exactly it works out is we work with we use ERPs, which are typically traditional, or accounting systems, which are traditional, which are very, very well structured enterprise systems where a lot of automation can be done and does very well processes. Now, this is where we're coming in from, where it has its own challenges, it has its own benefits to it. Where exactly we are moving with this particular Gen AI is. I'm not trying to define what is Gen AI. I'm just trying to define the future instance where we are looking at is like a system or a self optimizing conversational and a predictive enterprise operations. Now you look at it, there is a transition that is happening where it's very much interactive, very much you can interact and get your data and with all predictions and that intelligence that is coming in, which is in the form of both in the reactive mode as well as in the predictive mode. Now, very important aspect that one needs to see into it is that the transition is from a structured system, which is where we are going into a software side of it, where the intention was how departments interact, how stakeholders interact, what kind of information should be shared to whom. That was all structured. I'll say in technical terms, database, which is a structured one. Now we are going into the intelligence operations where we are adding that quotient of exponential quotient of becoming intelligent, which can think in the ecosystem, the possibilities, the proximities, and give you proper justifiable responses, and that too in a conversational mode. Very important part. One of my dear friend always used to say that like we are moving from decision supporting systems where you feed your inputs, it takes a decision. If you don't feed, it won't take, to a decision making system where you are actually letting the system take its own decisions basis of the nature and the patterns and the transactions that have happened in the past, as well as the thing about the future. So that's a decision supporting to decision making, which, and last but not least, from interactive applications where you feed the data into it manually or you key in or you type in, to a passive application which runs behind the scene. Now, this is something where the automation term started off, where systems are running behind the scene, behind the in the background. Now, it's more about reality that you have to trust him. Say how you trust your friend, or you trust your partner or your colleague, or you have to trust them that that's your capability, that's your skill set. I know, I bet on you that you are working behind the scene. Now this is on a generic side. What I believe is that's where we are leading into, and it's gradual, it's not immediate, but some of the instances where we have worked and made those differences, I just wanted to share particular use cases. We have two of the products which is into the testing, which is a test automation, which has a self-healing feature where it understands, learns from the system, and you don't have to make changes into it. It heals itself so that it fits into the new environment or post the change. That's about the test automation, which is test ensure. Second, we have iCapture, which is totally into finance optimization, process optimization, which actually is a next generation of intelligence where it reads processes and gives you a lot of insights into your accounting processes so that you can improve alongside your vendor. Because now it's not that I'm trying to improve your ERP processes or your inside processes, rather I'm trying to improve your relationship with the vendor through this particular conversational AI that we have built into it. Having said that, if I just mention a couple of finance processes that are easy target that one should be looking for, is would be say onto the AI agents, which are actually helping you close your financial books on a monthly basis, and this can be a lot of intelligence. They can flag those anomalies or those behaviors which are a little drifting from the regular pattern, versus they can even draft those journal entries. There are a lot of journals that you make. So that's something on the automation of the financial books, and very, very apt for that. And you can always question it and you get the response why exactly the particular decision was taken. Go back, tweak it so that next time it improves, or versus you define it that this is the way it has to be and you accept it. So that's how the learning happens. Cash flow, very interesting part here is like it has multiple segments into it, where how exactly the forecasting of the receivables is done versus the payables is done, the cash management happening, versus how exactly the liquidity planning can be done. Now when I say planning, means it's again a conversational, where rather than we doing the simulations, the system does it basis of the best path, optimal path of identifying the best the liquidity. There are other queries also that can be sent out saying which has been there and which becomes much easier for to interact with the system rather than trying and uh, coding or typing in your query. You can just put your queries in a natural language way. System would interpret and give it back to you. I remember in iCapture we have that kind of bot where you can ask about that where exactly is a delay or where exactly which invoice has a challenge or how to fix it as well, because it learns from the database, from say if you connect this to your service nows and jiras, it learns from there and see that like how it was solved earlier. It will give you the information as well. Second most important part that I want to bring is post the finance is the human resource. This has always been there in terms of both onboarding as well as offboarding, because this particular process has to be undertaken multiple times. It's repetitive and it's worth automating. And when it comes to drafting this onboarding part, it includes from the recruitment standpoint, like how exactly the ideal JD should be, right? Rather than many times I've seen like I remember when I was applying for one of the jobs, the JD was so elaborate and so detailed that it was I felt like it was something which was out of the world to find the right person. So keeping the JD more appropriate gives saves a lot of time in scrutinizing the right candidates. That's what we look at. Uh, recruitment side of it can be automated. Self-service portals could be there for the employees as well as for the contractors, because they might be having a lot of questions. And this self-service could not be just point to point, rather more of a conversational AI, which we can put in place. The third important part is the learning and trainings. Very important part. This works as a backbone of an organization on date. The learning and trainings, because everybody has that uh, the zeal to learn more, as well as they want to adopt to a change, and a change has to follow with proper learning and the training part for it, wherein through these AI uh, conversational AIs or the Gen AIs, you can build those personalized trainings particularly for that particular individual or the department. It becomes much easier to have a generic content converted into a personalized one within no time, and you share it with them. And I have seen in one of the organizations based out in Minneapolis where we tried doing this, and the outcome was beyond the percentage that we are anticipating, because personalization when it comes to trainings and learnings adds that exponential boost of acceptance from the other side. uh, Third important part I just want to mention over here is on the supply chain, which is evergreen and which has always been there, and it continues to be there. The demand forecasting, wherein you can see that the AI models will help you generate those forecasts. And the thing is, like the way it handles those external signals, because we have a lot of ambiguity at this time across. I remember one of the best use case one of my other customers discussed with us was tariffs. Now with these tariffs, how exactly the sourcing should happen and how exactly I can predict the demand, that part of it. And it was a very good use case. They were using some native tools and they were doing this POC, and to a greater extent, it was success. A very important part here is a success definition of a success for these AI models is very much required, because you cannot keep on accepting it, but defining is critical. So these external signals which could be affecting the demand could be weather updates, or could be market trends, could be tariffs, could be wars, could be anything. So because it affects the prices, it affects the availability, and even the demands coming in from the customers as well. uh, Procurement optimization continues to remain the green, because we have to work with multiple suppliers. We have to work identify the right suppliers, right model in which how to grade those suppliers basis of their receptiveness, basis of their responses, as well as the get into those NCR reports to understand what can be established versus understanding those vendor ratings ABC. So there are a lot that goes into the procurement, and a very strong use case comes in is where we have closed with one of the customers is recommendations on the supplier front, wherein we were trying to manage the to reduce the number of suppliers because they have had a lot of this could be on the global supplier side because many times organizations working on global front they have challenges in they have this master data challenges as well as on the optimizations for the supply recommendations. Third one, what we found is a predictive maintenance, which again goes into the IoT side of it because many of these applications or the machines which are over there, you need to be something saves a lot, and this is where I've seen some movement when it comes to customers are doing that. I can share one use case which my good friend shared recently is the, the quality reports incoming from your suppliers. They need to match with the checklist that you have when you're doing a inbound receives, which is a very good use case where the AI can be very much upfront and AI can be very much utilized, and that's what one of the use case for my friend implemented over there. And the classic one remains the AP automation, where OCR is there, which has to read documents of different structures, different fields, and different models, and it has to establish the right way of mapping that extracted data into the ERP and process it and save, and all this saves a lot of time. So that's the thing from my side. This session just wanted to keep it brief. Do let us know if you are interested in any of the topics that we have picked. We can share with you a detailed use case versus we can have a one-on-one interactions as well. Thank you for joining us in this session. Bye. Have a good weekend.